this is the position she's put herself in.
What a collision that would be.
Yeah. In that moment, we'll see exactly what she's made of. But regardless, if Israel makes the World Cup, we know the script. The script is easy to follow. It's already been written, and we've seen the dress rehearsals many, many times before. You're absolutely right. The reaction in the United States would be completely different than what it would be in Canada. If I'm being completely honest, I prefer the American reaction. I do think there should be consequences when you break the law. I don't care what the law is, and I don't care how angry you are. The law is the law, and you do not get to mitigate it. Your infraction because you're angry. And so we're going to leave it there, but of course it's something we will follow. It's a really interesting thought exercise to see what Olivia Chow will do. All right, the idea behind bubble zones is to protect targeted groups from intimidation and attack. Should drag queen story time be in or out of the bubble? That's next on the Ben Mulroney Show.
Now more than ever, it's time to shop Canadian. Support your local businesses that create jobs and invest in our communities. Brought to you by Proudly Canadian 680 CJOB. Right now, finance the 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander for as low as 0% for 36 months. See your local Mitsubishi dealer for details. Conditions apply.
The start. I just don't know how many chances people are supposed to get. I'm as empathetic as anyone when it comes to life circumstances, but I don't know how many free passes you get.
The start. Weekday morning, 6 to 10. Weekends are busy. Who has time to think about retirement strategy? You do, because 680 CJOB and Miles Durko, investment and wealth advisor at RBC Dominion Securities, bring you fresh, insightful episodes of Wealth Management in Motion every Sunday morning at 11, replayed at 6 p.m., and the following Saturday at 5. So whatever you're doing, you now have 3 chances to hear clear wisdom and expert insight to help shape your retirement strategy. RBC Dominion Securities is a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Program.
It's about excellence. It's about innovation. It's about Manitobans taking care of each other. Your support of the Health Sciences Center Foundation's Operation Excellence campaign will change lives. Together, we will reduce wait times for surgery and diagnostic testing. Together, we will ensure that HSC has the most advanced technology available. And together, we will help HSC deliver tomorrow's healthcare today. Visit OperationExcellence.ca to learn more and to make your donation. That's OperationExcellence.ca.
Join 680 CJOB 9 till 1 this Saturday at the 2025 Princess Auto Inventors Fair, featuring home-built creations, modifications, improvements, and ideas by 30 Princess Auto customers. See which 6 inventors will walk away with $5,000 each. Also on the Princess Auto Mega Smasher Sale, with tools and equipment you won't find anywhere else at the best prices of the season. Visit PrincessAuto.com for details. This Saturday at Princess Auto, 515 Janet Road.
News and information is more important now than ever. CJOB is working for you, getting the answers your family needs, and bringing you into the conversation. 680 CJOB, Winnipeg's news, today's talk.
680 CJOB, Winnipeg's news, today's talk.
Preston Manning did so in the late 80s, early 90s, Canada. And I think it speaks to, what does a country need from a political party? In other words, I have been told many times by critics when they come at me on Twitter, they will say, oh, Ben, the Conservative Party today is nothing like the Progressive Conservative Party of your father, to which I say a number of things. And we got Regan, welcome to the show, welcome into the conversation. We're talking about the Reform Party in the UK and what that means for the country and the political parties that are born within. And my thought, and this is just a thought, I'll ask you guys what your thoughts are, is circumstances dictate the values of a party. And the country that we are in today probably requires this current incarnation of the Conservative Party more than the Progressive Conservative Party of my father. Just as
may nagabot ng yosi sa akin dun sa Magto.
Their traditional home in the Conservative Party in the UK, the more hardline Reform Party, because that's what circumstances are dictating. And I wonder what your thoughts are on that. We'll start with you, Andy.
Well, I think, first of all, what's going on in the UK is like an earthquake, a tsunami, an avalanche at the same time politically. I don't know if everyone's fully clued in. I think you're I think you're right. The circumstances do dictate, and the criticisms of the Conservative Party today, which you fight off all the time on Twitter, Rico, are basically unfounded by basic facts. I mean, the party of the broad coalition, it's a diverse party. It's got urban and rural and representation from all parts of the country. So the only difference here with Manning going over to England for this is, the Reform Party was initially a regional grievance movement that moved on to become a national party and that eventually formed the modern Conservative Party and formed a governing coalition under Prime Minister Harper. So, the circumstances in the UK are not that different than any other Western country right now, but they seem to be really coming to a head.
Yeah, and Regan, my thoughts on this, and I'm not married to this opinion, but my thoughts today on this, or if you believe that what's happening in the UK could be viewed as a precursor to what could happen in Canada, then those people who are already view anyone to the right of the Liberal Party as a fascist party, if left to their own devices, if this Liberal government doesn't change course from the policies of the previous Trudeau government, and I do suspect they will change to a large extent, but if they continue down that path, then the people on the left better buckle up, because what's going to happen to the Conservative Party is it will drift farther to the right.
So, and a couple things that I think are worth mentioning for your listeners this morning. I'll be upfront, I thought Nigel Farage, I think he is the kind of politician who gets people talking and engaged in public issues, and I think we need more of them. The United Kingdom, though, in the circumstances that are happening there, and Andy talked about earthquakes, and he is right, it is an earthquake. There has been a number of local issues there. I won't go over them in great detail, but there's been a number of issues that have led to a public dialogue in that country that has talked about the changing of Britain. And I'm the son of an English immigrant, and he's the son of a Scottish immigrant. And the
Sayang, hindi
United
ko
Kingdom that
pwedeng
Andy's
ipakita
father
yung
and my father grew up in,
cellphone ko sa
was
harap
not the United Kingdom of
para
today.
makita nyo paano yung driving
And that
dito
has
sa
led to
Canada.
a real drive for the
Bawal
Reform Party in that country to garner public support on the back of a number of policy issues, but also political stance. With respect to Preston Manning, Mr. Manning, as Danny said, he started the Reform Party, the Grievance Party, and it wasn't for Stephen Harper.
Ngayon kasi, ginagawa nila ngayon yung daan. Pinaghahandaan nila yung para sa winter. Dito ngayon, summer ngayon eh. Kasi pag winter pa nila gawin yan, wala, mahirap na magtrabaho pag winter. Kaya ginagawa nila summer. Halos lahat ng daan, nire-renovate nila.
In the UK, where the Canada today is not the Canada Ben that you and Andy and I grew up in.
Tsaka walang traffic kahit may nagtatrabaho. Walang traffic. Hindi tulad sa Pilipinas, may traffic.
You haven't had an event quite like that yet, but you're starting to see, for example, professional workers into public consciousness, where people are starting to wonder what happened to the country. What that means to me, as the Conservative Party, is actually, Ben, I don't agree that the party of your father isn't needed today. I think your father, while he was a progressive conservative, leader actually had a number of conservative policies that would fit in just fine under Mr. Poilievre or Mr. Harper or any other conservative leader for that matter. I think what conservatism particularly need is a leader who's credible, who can communicate in a way that brings folks from the middle over to the conservative column, because I think there is a general consensus in Canada on 65% of the issues, maybe even 70% of the issues. The mushy middle in Canada, in the United Kingdom, in the United States, is where elections are won and lost. And so for conservatives, it's not about going further right. You can stand on conservative principles, and Mr. Poilievre proved that in the last election with winning a historic number of votes. What it comes down to is having a leader who can move the country to rally behind those principles. Mr. Carney has already made changes to the previous Liberal government policies, the carbon tax elimination for consumers who were among the first ones who did it, not the first ones did. But there's been a number of other changes, and so that is a move for that party for the country. As you're not
he's made some very big moves, but a lot of them have been economic moves, right? I think what is critical to this discussion that we're having are the ones that affect us socially, the issues of crime, the issues of social cohesion, the immigration, integration, all of them. that seem to be the previous Liberal government dealt with so cavalierly that anyone to suggest, and back to don't forget, anyone who took issue with those policies we were tarred and feathered as xenophobes, and that is changing. And if I think if this government wants to stem the tide of anything that they would view as rising right-wing discontent, they have to address those social issues. Andy, I'm going to give you the last word on this.
Yeah, and if you remember, before Trump 2.0 came along, Ben, 70% of Canadians agreed with the basic statement, is Canada broken? Right? So I think that opinion is there. It may be latent a little bit. And I'm with you on crime and immigration. I struggle to understand why the Liberals are going to speak on those two issues for so long. And I don't know why they stigmatize people who disagree with their policy. So for me, the left in the Western world, but also Canada, have really overplayed their hand. And the realities of the situation are too stark. And just look at the work that Pierre Poilievre and his immigration critic, Michelle Rempel-Garner, are doing on temporary foreign workers. The establishment class hate it. I mean, they hate every word they say on the issue. But they feel pretty strongly that's where people are. And they're tired of being called racist for disagreeing. And I think mainstream Canadians probably are too.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but on the other side, right here on the Ben Mulroney Show, we're going to continue with our This Week in Politics panel. And Regan, the first word is going to be to you. Bubble zones around synagogues, around places of faith. It was a long, hard slog to get to a place where they became a reality. Is the next step bubble zones for the LGBT community to extend them around libraries for drag queen story time? That's coming up next on the Ben Mulroney Show.
Hey, Winnipeg.
Balik na ako sa work. Kasi yung work. Pinipiyat ko dun. Yan. Ay, saan BMI? Urgent run nila, delivery. Why you so early?
Just the beans.
Just the base, no kids?
No food.
Why? What happened to the kids?
I don't know.
Why did you didn't drop the kid?
No. Just the beans.
Really?
Quality total produced was 2,276. Delivery one was 2,400. Total produced was 2,200.
Last day.
01, 74, 02, 18, 70, 94.4, 90.2, Total produced 2,276. Israel 70,